Okay, so we're going to validate data entry, a very common task of the pre-release. We need to write the pseudocode. Data will be the variable that will store the user's input. So of course we set it to 0 to imply it's an integer. We're only going to try 5 numbers. Usually the pre-release might be up to 30. And we have an empty array which is indicated by the square brackets. This says here, always initialize your variables at the top. Okay, so we have a for loop. Remember, it's pseudocode, it's in red. It's for and to, unlike Python, which over here is for I in range. So you have to know both of those. On each iteration, an iteration is one time through the loop, the user will input something into data. And here is the rule here. So if the number is below 0 or the number is greater than 0, using the while do pseudocode statement, it will simply keep iterating until this value is false. If this value is false, we have a correct number, the loop will terminate, and it will place the valid number into the array. Next I simply means increment I here by 1. So if it was 0, I would become 1, which is still less than max numbers. Eventually, when it reaches 5, 5 is max numbers. So remember the same mistake, I have to put a -1 because we wanted to stop at 4 because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 5. Let's test it out. I tested it out earlier just so I don't have to re-record the video. So we click the Viz Mode play and you can see here it's asking me for a number. Let's try a valid number right in the middle, which is 50. So it says enter the number. Click it. That probably implies that it worked. Let's put in an invalid number -1. Didn't accept it, so it's now in this loop. So put in another valid number. It's asked me again. Let's put a bigger invalid number. It's a huge number in there. Again, it's got inside this loop because this is true. So I'm now just going to speed up the video by just putting in the same number. And you can see that it is rejecting my rules. Now if I look what the computer did, the last number that I input was a 7, the last valid number, so it stored that. Max numbers is 5. Do you notice that I has stopped 1 before max numbers here, 1 before? That is because the array starts at 0 and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is in fact equal to 5. Here's the array with all the valid numbers.